Yeah, right, this is part 2 of the update. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show the 2 DVDs I didn't get around to because like the power ran out on the camera, and I think I was in the process of giving a thank you to oh god, I think the channel is it Roasted Skulls, mate. If it isn't, I do apologise, and I'll put the right. I'm sure it is that though. I saw this film in one of his, I think he was entering a competition. Could have been Last Arts competition. I can't remember exactly whose competition. But I saw this film and I bought it and I absolutely loved it. It's of unknown origin. It's a great kind of man against nature film. Peter Weller's kind of a, well, he's kind of a yuppie. Wife and kid kind of go away visit their father. Also visit his wife's father. And he's in this kind of pretty kind of nice, is it Manhattan brownstone? Is that the house? And he gets attacked, basically gets just terrorised by this enormous rat. It's not like enormous, but it's a pretty big old rat. Some of this, I mean, Peter Weller, I've got to give him credit. He's on top form in this. This is a great film. It's a real kind of, I never knew about it until I saw, on RoastedSkulls Channel, but it's a great film. Honestly, it's so entertaining. I can't put it into words. Right, this is the last of the DVDs. I got this. I got this a few weeks ago. It's pretty early, but it's co-ed release of a Nightmare, and what I will give to Code Red, like they release kind of obscure horror films, and I think sometimes with kind of companies like Arrow, they basically re-release the same films, and with extras, that's fair enough, but they don't go out their way to really release something new that someone hasn't seen. And Code Red do that, and I feel sorry for them in the sense that they're people go on about, you should release this film early and that, and then no one fucking buys it, and that's not right, man. And if ever there's a two-finger salute to some of these fans, I mean, look at that. I mean, is that not taking the piss or what? I mean, it's and to these people that go on about, oh yeah, you need to release it, blah blah, and no one buys it, and people should, if you want to keep, places like Code Red, like companies like Code Red, they release films, like horror films that we haven't seen, and you got to give them credit for that. Don't re-release the same thing over and over again. That's just my opinion, but anyway, right, on to like the Blu-rays. It's the Canadian Steelbook of Last Samurai. This is a great, really nice edition. That's a great film, and there's so many people that kind of shit on it. I remember, I think I've said this in another kind of I was talking about the film in another kind of update when someone said, oh, you'll be in hysterics watching Tom Cruise and his samurai armour. Like, no mate, you're really not, I mean, it's just a little petty kind of like comment that probably from some reviewer that no one gives a shit about. Another really great film. I got like the DVD of it. Oh, I'm trying to think where it would be. It's kind of up there, that sort of way. It's a real nice release. The Chaser, great film. I don't need to go into how great a movie it is. Right, next up is this is a really nice release. It's The Unjust. Great. Oh, just the release is just, it's just fantastic. As are kind of most kind of like Korean releases. It's a great. I'm looking forward to watching that. This is a classic. Classic film with Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood. Where Eagles Dare. Really like this one. It's a great film. Haven't seen this film in many years. Liked it when I did see it. I mean, it's many years since I've seen it. It's born on the 4th of July. Tom Cruise, he's pretty amazing in it, I have to say. Now this is a great ghost film. From Guillermo del Toro. It's The Devil's Backbone. I don't know, Blue Backside, I'm not. It's set during the Spanish Civil War. I think it's yes, it is set during the Spanish Civil War, and it's just it's just a fantastic film. It really, really is. It's just really, really great ghost story, really atmospheric. You know, really, keeps you interested. You know, this is a Vincent Gallo film. I hear this is pretty good. It's Essential Killing. It's about I'm trying to have a look on the side. It's a Middle Eastern insurgent captured in Europe, and he escapes. And I hear pretty good things about it. Now this is a historical film. When I first heard about it, I was pretty excited. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I was with it. It's Henri of Navarre. It's about the Huguenot leader. Throughout the St Bartholomew's Day massacre, through to him being king of France and eventually being assassinated by a Catholic extremist. It's a very, very poor film. The acting's poor. At times it's okay. At times it kind of sorts itself out, and then it goes back into this spiral of kind of ridiculousness. If you want to see a much better film about kind of particularly the St Bartholomew's Day massacre, Loren Magot just shits all over this film from a greater height. It's just it's poor. It's a poor film. I'd love to stick up for a film like this. I mean, just the thing, when he's 13, apparently he's 13 or 14 and he's in a battle. And for a prince to be in a battle with no bodyguards around him at all, that's bad enough. But to him to look about 10 years old, on a horse charging a pike block, when you see it, you're like, this is fucking ridiculous. And it really did just look ridiculous when you saw it. Like, it's not very good. It's a shame. It should have been, but it's not. This I have heard kind of good stuff about this. It's a pretty good cast as well. Karen Allen and Stephen Lang, who's always good in everything. And I'm not one of those guys who would jump on, sort of the Avatar bandwagon. I know Stephen Lang, years and years before, when I'm not a fan of Avatar, but when he was in actual kind of really good stuff, This is White Irish Drinkers, set during the 70s in a Brooklyn neighbourhood. Domestic violence. And I hear Lang is absolutely amazing in it, which it's not really a surprise, Now this is the second, last Blu-ray. I had to get the this is the American release of it because the European release just fucked up the aspect ratio of the film, and it was just it was just absolutely awful. Characters were being cut out of this. Screen when you're watching it. It's terrible, and I'm really glad I waited for this release. In fact I got the other release and I had to send it back. But it's Ironclad, set the Siege of Rochester by King John. They take a lot of historical liberties. The nerve at the end for them to say the revolution was successful and King John died retreating, which there was me thinking the Dauphin Louis was driven out, he was defeated, 2 naval battles and defeated at Lincoln, but I'm not going to go into that, but I'm not going to let it get away with an absolutely great little film. I honestly, what they've done is they obviously don't have the numbers at times, but they show some of the most hilarious battlefield violence since Braveheart. Honest, I was in pieces watching some of this. Great cast. James Purefoy, who I'm a big fan of, Paul Giamatti. There's a scene where he is basically berating Brian Cox, and his acting is absolutely fantastic. Jason Fleming, Charles Dance, there's a lot of others, but there's one particular death in this. When I saw it, I was just dying of laughter. I won't tell you what it is, but when you see it, it's just overkill on just the best sort of form. It's a really, really great little film, and it's also got Vladimir Kulich from 13th Warrior. He looks exactly the same. I said some historical inaccuracies aside, it's a great little film. I really, really enjoyed it. And last but not least, out of a lot of people's collections, I never see anyone with this series of films, and it's a series of films from Spain. It's a comedy. Now, if you get easily offended, don't buy this film. I mean, the character is probably one of the most racist, foul-mouthed, perverted people I think I've ever seen in kind of film history. So if you get easily offended, don't get it. It's the Torrente saga on Blu-ray. Includes like the newest film. Basically, Torrente, played by just amazing by Santiago Segura. He's just a perverted, disgusting, depraved cop. Really, really funny films. I saw the fourth one the other night, and I enjoyed it. It's just totally. It doesn't stand by being politically correct, if you know what I'm saying. It's I've got the DVD box set up there, and I love the DVD box set so much. That's never. I'm not one of those guys who get a Blu-ray release. I'll get rid of my DVD. I don't do that. No way. But I think I might have to watch 1, 2, and 3 again. 1 I remember the most out of all of them. But oh yeah, they're great films, man. Honestly, they're really, really funny. I can't recommend them enough. But as I said, if you get easily offended by it, I mean, he's not. I mean, he is just foul-mouthed and racist to literally everyone. Just an absurd kind of character that you can't take remotely seriously. It's just a great film. But yeah, that is the end of this fairly big kind of DVD and Blu-ray update. And I'll probably do one. It would probably be a while again. So yeah, but cheers for watching. Cheers for subscribing. I do appreciate it. So yeah, until next time. Cheers.